Hey, what's up guys? I'm the Davidic one and welcome to my Inktober 2020 sketchbook tour. Hey, what's up guys? I'm the Davidic one and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, consider subscribing because we post really cool art videos and challenges here on the channel. For those of you that don't know, the Inktober drawing challenge is a challenge in which you do an ink drawing for every single day of the month of October. Here on the channel, I posted a video for every single day of the challenge. So today I'm going to be going over every single one of my drawings for this year's Inktober. Hope you guys enjoy it. Let's get right into this video. For day one of the challenge, the prompt was fish, and I decided to draw Michael Scofield from Prison Break, because he was called the fish in the first few seasons of the show. I was really happy how this one turned out, and I felt that it was a really good way to kick off the challenge. For day two of the challenge, the prompt was Wisp, and I really wasn't sure what to do. So I finally decided to do Will Ode the Wisp, and I didn't really like how this one turned out. I feel that it was one of my weaker drawings of this challenge. The day three prompt of the challenge was Bulky, and I instantly thought of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I really liked how this drawing turned out, but oh man, those tattoos took so long for me to do. For day four of the challenge, the prompt was Radio, and I remembered the Boombox Brock skin from the game Brawl Stars, in which his rocket launcher is radio. So I decided to draw that skin for the prompt, and I think it turned out fairly well. Ah yes, day five of the challenge, the day I did two drawings for one prompt. The first thing I thought of when I saw the prompt Blade was Deadpool, because he has two katanas. So I spent a fair bit of time drawing him, but when I finished the drawing, I realized that my camera had not been recording for the entire time. So I decided I would restart so that I could make it into a video for my channel. For my second attempt, I drew Sasuke Uchiha from Naruto because he also uses a blade. And I think I did like this second drawing a bit more than the first one. So I guess everything worked out. For day six of the challenge, the prompt was Rodent, and I decided to draw Buddy from the movie The Nut Job. There's nothing particularly special about this drawing. It turned out fairly well, but nothing to write home about. For day seven of the challenge, the prompt was Fancy, and I instantly thought of butlers. And I was originally going to do Batman's butler, Alfred, but then I was having trouble deciding which version of Alfred to do. So I just decided to do the butler from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, Jeffrey. For day 8 of the challenge, the prompt was Teeth, and I decided to do Toothless from How to Train Your Dragon, since I thought it was kind of funny that his name was Toothless, but yet he has a lot of teeth. The day 9 prompt for the challenge was Throw, and the only thing that I could think of was people playing catch. So I decided to try doing silhouettes of people instead of a full-out rendered drawing. And I really liked how it turned out. I thought it looked quite slick. For day 10 of the challenge, I really wasn't sure what to do, but I eventually settled on a hand reaching out to grab another hand of someone drowning. I didn't have high hopes for this drawing, but I think it turned out really good, and it ended up being one of my favorite drawings from this challenge. Day 11 prompt was disgusting, and I don't think there was much chance of me liking this drawing, but I decided to draw Jabba the Hutt from Star Wars, because I think he's really nasty, and I think this ended up being one of my least favorite drawings from this challenge. The day 12 prompt was slippery, and at first I thought of snakes, but eventually I came around to settle on an electric eel. I spent quite a bit of time on this drawing, and it actually became one of my favorites from this challenge. For day 13 of the challenge, the prompt was Dune, and I decided to draw myself in front of sand dunes. I think it turned out decently well, but it wasn't one of my favorites from this challenge. For day 14 of the challenge, the prompt was armor, and I settled on drawing Jim Lake Jr. from the Troll Hunters portion of the Tales of Arcadia series. For this drawing, I felt it was necessary to incorporate color to really make the drawing work. I don't normally add colors to my Inktober drawings, but I still consider markers a type of ink. Again, not one of my favorites, but I think it turned out well. The day 15 prompt was Outpost, and I decided to try to do another silhouette for this drawing. This time, I decided to do a silhouette of a soldier, and I liked how this one turned out as well. The day 16 prompt was Rocket, and I was originally planning on doing a drawing from the game Rocket League, but I decided to just draw a rocket instead, because it was too obvious to pass up. Anyways, a decent drawing, but not one of my favorites. For day 17 of the challenge, the prompt was Storm, and I felt that the obvious choice was to draw Storm from the X-Men. I really liked how this one turned out, and I would consider it another one of my favorites from this challenge. The day 18 prompt was Trap, and I really couldn't come up with anything cool for this prompt. Originally, I was going to draw a mouse trap, but I settled on a person about to be trapped by money instead. And I would put this drawing on par with my day 2 drawing of Wisp as one of my least favorite drawings of this challenge. For day 19, the prompt was Dizzy, which is actually one of the prompts from the 2019 Inktober drawing challenge, so I'm not really sure why they did that, but I quickly decided to draw Toby, aka Obito, from Naruto Shippuden, since he has a space-time ninjutsu that can create a swirl from his eye. I thought that this drawing turned out really well and looked really cool, and I decided to make it one of my favorites from this challenge. The day 20 prompt was Coral, and I decided to draw a drawing of the Jason Momoa version of Aquaman standing on some coral. I think that this one turned out quite well and looks pretty epic. This one is really close to being on my favorites list, but it's just not quite there. For day 21 of the challenge, the prompt was Sleep, and I decided to draw the brawler from Brawl Stars known for being sleepy, Sandy. At this point, some of my fine liners began to run out of ink, so I used them to create gradients in my shading, and I think it turned out quite well. The prompt for day 22 was Chef, and I decided to draw Sanji, the chef from One Piece, and I would consider this drawing another one of my favorites from this challenge. The day 23 prompt was RIP, and I decided to draw Mortis the Mortician from the game Brawl Stars. I did really like how this turned out, and I would consider it my favorite from my Brawl Stars drawings during this challenge. The prompt for day 24 was dig, and I just decided to draw a dog digging. Nothing particularly special about this drawing, it was just average. For day 25 of the challenge, the prompt was Buddy, and I have a buddy in real life named Ethan who uses the name Buddy for his gaming accounts. So I asked him if I could do a portrait of him for this prompt, and he said yes. I wasn't really sure how well it would turn out because I haven't really ever drawn many portraits. But I think it turned out really well, and even though it wasn't one of my more detailed drawings, I would still consider this one of my favorites. The day 26 prompt was hide, and I decided to do a drawing that fit the prompt in two ways. I drew a character from Brawl Stars named Nita who wears a bear hide hiding in some grass. For day 27, the prompt was music, and I decided to do my own rendition of a famous painting called The Old Guitarist by Pablo Picasso. While I was working on this drawing, I didn't think that I would like the end result. But when I finished it and I looked back at it, I really did like it, and I thought it ended up looking quite cool. So I think this one just snuck onto my favorites for the challenge. For day 28 of the challenge, the prompt was floats, and I decided to multitask by doing a school project and the prompt at the same time. I drew the protagonists from the book The Swiss Family Robinson as they're escaping a shipwreck in a raft floating above the water. The prompt for day 29 was shoes, and it took me forever to decide what to draw, because I don't really care about shoes, so I just decided to draw a pair that I've owned for quite some time, and I think it turned out fairly well. The day 30 prompt was ominous, and I decided to draw the Indominus Rex from Jurassic World. When I was younger, I used to be obsessed with dinosaurs, and I used to draw them all the time, so it was pretty fun to go back to drawing one. I really liked the detail on this drawing, and I would consider it another one of my favorites from this challenge. The final prompt for day 31 was crawl, and I decided to draw a swimmer doing the front crawl stroke since I used to do competitive swimming when I was younger. I did like how this one turned out, though I wouldn't consider it one of my favorites of this challenge. But I really do think that this was a really good one to end the challenge on. Hey, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Since you made it to the end, you must have seen something you liked. So consider hitting the subscribe button and ringing the notification bell, because that helps out my channel and it doesn't cost you anything. Also, make sure that you hit the like button if you did enjoy this video, because that helps the YouTube algorithm to recommend this video to other people. Until next time, I'm the Davidic one. Stay safe.